Hey, what's up, guys? Little man with a big opinion here. So, I do have a stock that I'm going to talk about today. But first, I just wanted to go through the little news area on here and just kind of talk about what shows up in that spot. So, to begin, let's scroll all the way down to the lists. It used to say watch list, but when the app updated, it just calls it my first list. And so I guess now you can make more than one list. I haven't messed with that yet. But I've seen other people on YouTube and they're like, okay, this is my dividend list of stocks that I'm looking at that I might want to add to my portfolio. These are companies that are just now taking off. Maybe they patent something that's kind of important, and so they might have a value later on, but I don't quite know if I want to buy them because someone might try to buy this company. These stocks over here are the stocks that I'll never touch unless they hit, X dollar amount kind of thing. But essentially, every stock that shows up in your watch list, your first list, any list that you make, and then the stocks in your portfolio, for some reason, it's kind of weird. Some of the stocks in your portfolio won't pop up on the list. So I guess that just means you purchased it before you wanted to start, checking it out. But either way, watch list and the stocks that you own, you're going to have news about them right here. Sometimes it's just price movement, stuff like this. So, ROTY, Royalty Trust Investment, I forget. Haven't had this stock in a long time. But it just shows that they're down 5%. Okay? PEI is down 5% as well. MUX is down 5%. Netflix stocks falls toward longest losing streak in nearly 10 months. I didn't know that. So, I don't have any shares of Netflix right now. I have owned some in the past. I just didn't really, it wasn't my cup of tea. But in all honesty, I thought Netflix would have been doing a lot better, considering all the people that are stuck at home. I can personally tell you, between making YouTube videos and playing video games is like the top two things besides work that keeps me busy these days. I go back and forth between Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Disney Plus, all my streaming services. It's gotten to a point where I don't know how to get my number. In the comment section below, please tell me how to get rid of bot texting, telling me to fill out a loan or apply for this, life-changing sex pill, or vote for someone in a state that I don't even live in. Tell me how to get rid of that down below. But anyway, I didn't think Netflix was doing that bad. It's been around long enough and it's been a part of so many people's lives that I honestly thought we were at that point where people considered it an essential purchase each month. So I guess they're doing bad. I didn't know that, but if you're new to the stock market, Robinhood does a decent job of giving you news that's pertinent to the stocks that you have. Now, in saying that, I think you should always be looking for news on any of your stocks. And what you can do, is you can set your computer to just send you a notification when X stock, these like, oh, I'm thinking of the word, I can't think of it. Basically, you tell your computer, hey, if an article mentions, these search words, give me a notification that says I want to read that article at some other point. And it could be them just praising the company because maybe they're giving out hazard pay because of COVID-19. It could be that they are starting to reopen their factories in Mexico and Japan or whatever. And so these are good things and bad things that could affect your position in a company, and maybe you would like to remove some of your assets so that you don't just get totally burned. Like, I'm restarting this Robinhood account in it's been like 5 weeks since I started it, and that's when the stocks hit the bottom of the barrel for this pandemic. I had sold $1,100 in stocks in February because I didn't want to lose any of my money. So I talked enough about this one. Swipe it away. SoftBank's ARM releases chip tech for high-end Android devices. So I don't know anything about this, but one of the companies that I am seriously considered adding to my portfolio is Qualcomm. They make chips that go inside Android phones, and they're the company that created the chip that went inside earbuds that just your standard ones that go in your ear that most of the time come with your phone these days, unless you're Apple. That made them the noise canceling, and also made it to where you couldn't hear every single word for the music that someone was listening to, but they wanted to listen to it really, really loud. So I'm guessing these are a competitor. I honestly don't know why this popped up in my news feed, unless it's popping up because it's a competitor of Qualcomm. So it could be that reason. Musk's SpaceX set for debut astronaut mission, renewing NASA's crewed launch. Okay, so Elon Musk still wants to go to Mars. He's skipping the moon. He's a pretty good entrepreneur. And I think if you hold any shares of his companies, he'll be doing just fine. Enough said on that one. FANG stocks are strong once again. Facebook, Amazon, Netflix hit record. Okay, so this is saying Facebook, Amazon, and Netflix are hitting record highs. I can kind of understand Amazon. I never totally understood how Facebook made its money outside of advertisement. But the other one that popped up for Netflix was showing subscriber-wise, they're hitting a 10-month, they haven't been this low in over 10 months. So either they up my Netflix bill and I don't remember it, and that's how they're making up for this, or you need to do research and go look into some of your stocks. And this is a perfect example of, well, if you just looked at that first article, you're like, Netflix kind of sounds like it's not doing too great, and you just sold out, and then you get to this one and it's like, wait a minute, this guy says they're doing just fine. So maybe you need to just kind of go in, and it's almost like reading a textbook. Just go straight for the earnings report. Don't worry don't worry about, reading 50,000 articles that says your company's doing great or your company's doing terrible. But next one. Unwired. Apple may get rid of free headphones to boost AirPod sales. I was under the impression that they hadn't been giving you a free pair of headphones inside your box for a while. I've never used an Apple phone, so I honestly couldn't tell you if this is true or not. But I mean, I think one of the best memes for an Apple product that I saw is when they finally decided to sell a car, and they put it as tires included, rims or not. So, I mean, if you buy Apple stuff, I guess this kind of sucks. But not my problem. Not my operation, not my issue. Moving on. Chinese liver muggles wealth doubles to 10 billion in months. Okay. Don't own this company. I honestly have no clue why this one popped up at all. I can't think of anything related to why, but so some company was worth 5 billion months ago and now they're worth 10 billion. Awesome for you guys. Oh. US most subscribed YouTube channel Coco Melon coming to Netflix in June. So I did just read about this. This channel started in like 2006, and it's like directed straight towards children, and they make TV shows for kids and stuff. And it looks really good, for their genre. I will say that it's also like number 3 on like the top 10 YouTube channels, like subscriber wise. If we're being honest, I didn't know Coco Melon existed. I always thought it was Dude Perfect. But if you want to, get some Alphabet Incorporation, they own YouTube, so you could make some money here, maybe. Grimes and Musk rename baby to comply with California law. Well, that was a load of dumb. This could be a very controversial, comment. Elon Musk used a bunch of, science terms and stuff. I forget what he ended up naming his son. It was like Zach, or it was kind of a generic white name, if we're being honest. But he put a twist on it that only Elon Musk could do, and the symbols that he used spelled out like it formed the word Zach, but he had numbers and I think Greek letters in it and everything. And California said you can't do that. And I saw someone out there, they made the comment, they're like, so in California you can, write down an opposite gender of a baby, to comply with the social justice, warriors agenda, but he can't put letters and numbers. I'm not saying this to be rude in any way, but my name's Eric, E-R-I-C. I've seen people spell it with just a K, E-R-I-K. I've seen people spell it E-R-I-C-K. One of the guys in my Boy Scout troop, his name was also Eric, and he came from an African family, African American, and they spelled his name E-R-I-Q. I would have never thought to name someone Eric with a Q. but their creativity made that happen. So you're allowing people to be creative with their genders, but not with how they want to spell their kid's name. I think that's kind of dumb. Moving on. I don't think that has nothing to do with stocks. Like, at that point, that was just kind of like a rant about California being dumb. Alright. Chinese city proposes permanent health tracking with a score based on drinking and, A lot of people are worried about tracking chips and stuff going into you. I don't care about this one. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang on the metaverse permanent accelerating. Okay. I don't do anything with this company, so I don't care about that. And holy cow, let me take a look real quick. We're at 15 minutes. I said I was going to talk about a stock, and I just kind of went through my 12 or whatever things were. You get to the end, it says you're all caught up. And so I'm going to end the video here. Essentially, I got to come up with a title for it too, because I thought I was just going to briefly mention that and then talk about a stock. But essentially, if you're looking for a simple news way to track your stocks, Robinhood has done, I would say a B minus, no, just a flat B level job at giving you pertinent news that helps you, and then some of that news it didn't have a point. But I don't have anything else for you guys. We are up $58 today, so in total, my portfolio, I've invested $1,120 of my physical dollars. So that's all I got for you guys. Happy investing, and everyone have a great and fantastic day.